We are going to be making a pear crisp today, just pears. And this is my first video after creating my YouTube station. So, where my other videos, I didn't know if they'd ever get published or anything. I now know how to edit. And it's really cool to set the video free in the wild and see what happens. So let's see if you can still see everything. Yeah, the lighting's pretty good. Okay, so this is another use it up video. We have the dry pear. We have some beat up pears that have been in the fridge for too long. That one's really sad. And then we also have leftover butter from the holidays. More oatmeal. We've got the compost. So let's get to it. So I'm probably going to okay, done. So these are the pears. They're all sliced up. They've been peeled. You don't have to peel pears. Personally, I don't like pear skin. Oh, that might be a bit small. That's going to be small. All right, the first bowl was 1.5 quarts. This is 2 quarts. That'll be lovely. I'm not even adding sugar to this. There are very ripe. I don't know if you saw while I was cutting them, but they're drippy. They're very wet. I'm not even adding anything. I'm gonna go straight in. Good, that looks lovely. That'll be great. Just make sure that we see moving. Good. Okay, making the crisp topping. Again, I use gluten-free oatmeal. I'm going to eyeball it. You want enough oatmeal to cover the top evenly so none of the fruit sticks out. And I didn't add enough butter last time. So there will be more butter this time. This is not a full stick of butter. A full stick of butter is 1/2 cup. So this is less than 1/2 cup. Half of that, less than 1/4 cup. I'm slicing these into a little ramekin. And then I'm going to throw them in the microwave to soften them up a little bit. I'm going to try a little bit different technique than last time. Let's see if I can get it a little bit better. Cinnamon, and while it's dry, and we probably should have sugar that too. And that is now soft. That is warm. Okay. We want the butter everywhere, all over the oatmeal. That might still not be enough. It's close. If I didn't have more, I wouldn't use more. You know, you use what you have. If you have butter, use butter. You have margarine, use margarine. Use oil. Use what you have in your kitchen, in your pantry. Don't worry about it. All the oatmeal is nice and damp. The butter's mostly evenly distributed. This will turn out better than the last one, which was really yummy. So don't fuss. It'll be okay. Do not worry. If you're not making mistakes, you're not growing. You're not learning new things. You're going to learn new things. You're going to make mistakes, and that's okay. All right, Pear Crisp, give it a little pat, make sure it's all in the bowl. All right, I'm also making meatloaf for dinner. So I'm going to have the meatloaf go in at the same time, just because. They both take about the same amount of time to cook. So this is just going to get put aside. All right, a little bit bigger bowl because I need room to get into the, to stir it up. I hope this thawed. This is Aldi ground beef. Yes. Well, there might still be some ice in it. Can always add a little extra time if we need to. Now, this is a gluten-free meatloaf recipe. It's my own recipe. So I wing it a lot. So definitely some salt. I've done this with ground pork. I've done a pure ground pork. I've done a 50-50 ground pork and ground beef. This is ground beef. Because where we're living now, it's harder to find ground pork. Other places we've lived, ground pork was the least expensive meat around. A couple eggs. And again, I like to do recipes where you take what you already have in your pantry and you're trying to increase the number of servings. So if I had more eggs, I'd just add a couple more eggs in. If there were more people at the table and eggs were easy to come by or I had plenty in my fridge, just add an extra one. Usually I use 2. I can use 3 today. We have people in town. That's all set. And somewhere to 2/3 of a cup and a cup. But again, that's quite too much, but that's okay. Plenty, plenty, plenty. So, nice clean hands. That's gonna be a pain. You don't want meatloaf in that. Okay, give it a good stir. Get down in there, move it around. It's kind of like kneading bread dough, sort of. But no. So yeah, so if you squish it, it holds its shape. There is oatmeal in there. If I could add more meatloaf to that. It's still holding together just fine. So I could add more meatloaf or more egg, but I'm not going to. For us, this will be fine. But we're not going to get into that. So I just use an 8-inch square. This is my single recipe. So this is about 2 pounds of ground beef. Probably not far off of 1 kilo, not quite a kilo. Okay, give it a good squish. Get it all in there. Get all that off. even. Okay, so the oven is set to 350, and I'm just gonna make it 360 because we're hungry. They're both narrow enough they can fit on the same rack. So all right, that's in the oven. We're gonna set a timer. Let's do 50 minutes. Timer's on, it's baking. Very good. I'll see you when we get back. Okay, I just took everything out of the oven. As you can see, the meatloaf is boiling. And let me move that over. You can probably see the crisp is boiling too. Maybe not, but it is boiling. So they're perfect. We got a lovely crust on the crisp this time. That looks gorgeous. So that's gonna be dessert. And the meatloaf is very, very hot. Okay, so I forgot to tell you, but the meatloaf is really yummy. We had it for dinner. And now I'm gonna serve up the Pear Crisp and we'll give that a try. When I pulled it out, I could see there was plenty of liquid. There's plenty of liquid in there. Oh, it smells good. Yeah, you can see that. Plenty of liquid. Oh, that smells really good. I didn't put a whole lot of cinnamon in, but you can really smell it. They're nice and wet. All right, it's had time to cool. So it's warm, not hot. All right, show you that. One little bite. There you go. That's in focus. Cool. Perfectly cooked. That is excellent. Those pears are perfectly ripe. So thank you for coming. And if you have ideas or things you'd like to see, I'd love to hear your comments. Have a good one. Bye-bye.